Hello, it's Arlise, and it's finally time to have a sketchbook tour of my teeny tiny sketchbook, my mini sketchbook, and let's get started. So let's open this up, and I like to make a note when I start and finish the sketchbook, and it only took me about 2 months to finish this, so that's pretty cool. And this first page is just like a little swatch page of all of my Tombow markers that I got recently, and I wanted to swatch and test them because they were dual tip. And I got these markers around the same time that I got the sketchbook, so I was trying them out in pretty much a lot of the pages in the sketchbook. So the first couple of pages are just me like trying them out and coloring with them, and I also just kind of mixed using those markers with highlighters as well, so you can kind of tell which colors here are highlighters. And I did lava lamps with those, and they were pretty fun. And I got really into drawing patterns as well in this tiny sketchbook, so a lot of these pages are also patterns, and pretty much every page is just something that I found on Pinterest that I just picked and drew, so I could just fill every page with just like a lot of random things and fun things. And this is like my first non-spiral bound sketchbook, so I realized that I can draw on both pages and like it connect in the middle, so that was fun to just like connect the pages to have like a full like spread. So I tried that a couple times here as well, especially with all the patterns, and some of these are fails. I mean, it wasn't a lot of space to like take seriously, so it's just like a really tiny sketchbook that could just fill with pretty much anything and just kind of get creative and try different things like drawing flowers and like dogs. I just drew like pretty much anything I could find, anything I was inspired by, and like just something to pass the time. I took this along with me while I was on campus and just didn't have like anything to do, so I just kind of drew whatever just to pass the time. And so a lot of these are Tombow markers, but then we switched on to using pen because that's kind of all I brought with me at the time. And then I was like, oh, I could fit these Tombows in like a little pouch, so I brought those along with me. But this like series right here is all like a multicolored pen that has like a highlighter attached to it, so a lot of these are just random. You might recognize those pants. Just like limited colors, so I kind of drew anything, like this silly tomato. I really got into drawing stuffed animals for some reason, so a bunch of these are stuffed animals, some of these are just really silly meme pictures or just like random things, like this skeleton on fire. It was just like an image that I saw, and I thought it would be interesting to draw that, but not a lot of these are also just not great. It's just kind of just filling up the pages, just basically drawing anything I could find. I never really drew with pens before, so this was sort of like a realization that I could shade with pens. I know a lot of there are a series of like pen artists that do that really, really well, so I was kind of trying that out, and I just drew this tiger. And there are more than one tiger drawings in here for some reason. I just think they are really cool looking and just so intricate, and I just really love cats, and they're just like really big scary cats. So there's a couple of tigers in here, and also like some random captions like donuts.jpg, like what is that about? And here you might recognize a bunch of these from that video I did where I just drew like a bunch of pages, like 20 pages or so in the sketchbook, just using pretty much anything. And of course, like I said, I drew a bunch of stuffed animals for some reason, and I tried drawing a couple of fish. Not that great at drawing fish, so that was kind of a fail. And this cake that I kind of drew freehand, not that great either. These random dogs, there's just really strange things in here, but I just used like every marker that I had to just draw in here, and I just had a really good time. And like I said, a lot of these are complete fails. Like this drawing here, I tried to do like a thermal imaging thing where like there's heat in different areas of your face, but I only used highlighters for some reason and some Tombow markers, and it just didn't turn out right. So some of these are really not my favorite, but here's another tiger that I did, and this is when I realized that I can fit those markers in a pouch with me on campus. So I started using those markers along with some multicolored pens. I drew a snail there, and I really got into, along with stuffed animals, drawing like fruits and vegetables. For some reason, primarily tomatoes. So there are a couple of tomatoes in here, and of course some more fails. Not great. I don't know what I was doing here with that apple, or that like 5 of hearts, but here's another pattern in like all pen. I could have used something else, but I don't think I had anything on me at the time, so I went with pen. And this really random ear of corn for some reason, and this hilarious image of a bear photoshopped to look like he's doing a podcast, and the caption of the image was like podcast bear, and I thought that was hilarious. And then I also got obsessed with this pattern here that I saw on Pinterest a lot, so I drew this several times, too many times actually, but I just had a lot of fun doing it. This is just a really fun activity to do while I'm just like watching YouTube videos or just like watching TV and I'm just bored and I don't want to be like scrolling on my phone, so I just colored a bunch of patterns. It's a really fun thing to do to pass the time. Here's another stuffed animal of a teddy bear and like stars, because I'm still obsessed with drawing funky stars. And here's another full page spread of another pair of pants, because why not? And I don't know what I was doing here. As usual, it's pretty much my brain. And I loved that one page so much that I drew it again. And you might also recognize this from a painting that I did recently. And of course, some more patterns. There's just a lot of patterns in here. It's the easiest way to fill the pages, so patterns were really fun to do. And I just did that again in a different color so it looked more cohesive. And some bad flowers drawings. I'm really not that great at drawing flowers still. And this was really fun. On the left I did like blobs with like no intention of what they would look like, and then I realized that I could draw them in like the shape of cats, so I thought that was a really fun exercise to do. And I tried to draw some silly fruits, didn't turn out right. This is like a flip I did here where like the opposite page is upside down, so I thought that was interesting. It's like pretty much all pen work there. And the left it was like an ad image sort of, but for like slippers or something, or maybe a rug, but it didn't turn out as cool as I thought it would. And then on the right I drew this sculpture that I made again. I tried to like look around and draw real things, but I'm just not that great at it. And here's another tiger with making like a funny face and like really cool like rainbow colors. I thought it was just a really silly spread. And I really loved this person's hair. The facial proportions are like not correct, but the hair was what I really cared about. And I started to get a little uninspired here for some reason. I was just trying to fill every page, so I just drew crayons, and I just smacked a sticker on like a fail drawing because I couldn't look at it anymore. I tried to draw like a chihuahua, but it just looked too scary. And I am obsessed with drag queens. I have been forever. And I used to draw them a lot, and these are my top 2 favorites, Trixie and Katya. Extremely iconic duo. And I just drew a couple of things from stills from their web show on YouTube, and I started using colored pencils more here, so I thought I could do a little swatch thing of some of the cool colors that I have. And then I thought, oh, I should do like try to blend these colors together, so that was that. And then I used my paint markers in here so that these pages have some texture, and I tried drawing the 2 again, but the first one was more successful than this one, so I just kind of gave up on drawing them. I don't know, I was so disappointed with myself here. And these pages are terrible as well. I was bored on campus again. I just didn't finish any of them. And yep, just some more stars again. And another thing of tomatoes. I think this is the first pencil drawing I did in this entire sketchbook. I don't know why. Oh, and I discovered swirls, so that was fun. And then I did some more swirls with some strawberries and like stars with like 2 colors. Yeah. Some patterns, really weird patterns. I didn't have that many colors on me at the time, and you can see that star that bled. These are from like a dual tip like stamp marker, but they bleed really badly, so I don't use them that much, but I thought I could incorporate them here. But since they bled through so many pages, I kind of had to keep using them so it didn't look that weird. And here's some kitties. I drew some of these for a couple of shorts. And here are the swirls again, and I tried to draw some Sony angels. I guess I don't know how to draw babies, so these are not great either. I tried to redeem myself with the frog one, but it didn't turn out right. And here's that kiwi that you all have seen before. And I don't know what I was doing here with this blue and the yellow. I don't remember what I was trying to do, but I was like, well, let me just keep filling the pages with some patterns. So I did some more patterns and I started drawing fruits again. It's an orange and an apple, just like with a really messy, sketchy style. I just kind of try any kind of style that I see. And I drew some eyes because I didn't do that many realistic things in here, so I thought I could draw some eyes, and then stars, obviously, because stars are really cool. And you can't really see it, but I drew like a cat in like a loaf position. It doesn't look great, so I just kind of left it alone there. And I don't know what I was doing with the alphabet here, I guess just to show you what my handwriting looks like, and some silly cats again. And I tried to do a couple of 0.5 camera images of cats because they look so silly, but I didn't draw this one that well, so it was a fail for me. And it's this beautiful portrait of somebody, I don't remember. And I think pink and green is just a really good color combination, so I did some pinks and greens there. And I think these stuffed animals are called jelly cats or something. They're just like very round and silly, so I had some fun drawing those, especially this frog, this little frog guy. And it's a random thing of flowers. And here we are on the last page. This is in colored pencil. This was some kind of pattern thing I saw on Pinterest again, but it was like really funky shapes and like a very like 50s 60s kind of style, and I just had a blast with that. And yeah, that's was every page. I think it was like 80 pages in the sketchbook, but yeah, really fun to do. I didn't notice I had a love for tiny sketchbooks until I bought one, and once I finished this one, I just went ahead and bought another one in a different pattern, and it has like a little green strap. And I thought this was purple, but they're gray, like plaid. It does look like purple though, but anyways, that was that, and I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook tour, and I will see you all next time. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!